Welcome students to the structural analysis part 2 subject, and today we will discuss about one numerical of on moment distribution method. Here in this numerical we'll see the continuous beam subjected to there is one point load, also there is one UDL, and this beam is continuous beam with both ends fixed. Okay, the both ends are fixed of this beam, and we'll start the numerical. So this is the problem statement, and the first step involves the finding of fixed end moments. As uh, we are going to fix the span AB, and then we are going to find out the fixed end moment AB. Okay, so this span AB is subjected to point load, which is loaded at its center. So we'll find out fixed end moment as WL by 8. Okay, W is 80, L is the span 4 meter for AB, and divided by 8. The 40 kilonewton meter will be the fixed end moment from A to B. Okay, then moving from B to A, there is a clockwise movement, and here we are going to consider clockwise movement as negative and anti-clockwise movement as positive. So mm, the quantification of this movement is, okay, AB movement, this is anti-clockwise, and this is clockwise movement. Okay, so clockwise we are going to consider as a negative, and anti-clockwise we are going to consider as positive. Okay, according to that we are going to use the sign conventions. Then moving towards span BC, this is subjected to UDL. Okay, and we'll find out the uh, fixed end moment for BC and CB, that is WL square by 12 plus minus according to its sign. Okay, similarly span CD is subjected to point load, which is loaded at its center. Okay, so according to that we are going to find out the movement WL by 8 and minus WL by 8 for CD and DC span. So this is the fixed end moment calculation. This is the first step. Okay, then second step is finding out the distribution factor. Okay, so we'll prepare one small table, which is first is joints. So we'll write here the joints A, B, C, D, then members meeting to that particular joint. Okay, now let's see here. For joint A, there is only one member. Okay, AB. For joint B, there are two members, BA and BC. Okay, similarly for joint C, there are two members again meeting at the C joint, that is CB and CD. And for joint D, there is only one member, that is DC. So according to that we are going to write the joint column and member column. Now we are going to find out the stiffness. K is the ratio of relative stiffness to the member stiffness. So as we know, uh, how we are going to find out this part, that is I by L for fixed end condition. Okay, so I is same. They have not mentioned the different moment of inertia for different span. I moment of inertia is same throughout the beam. Okay, so that's why I by L we are going to keep, or L we are going to keep it as a length of beam. Okay, so according to that we have calculated K, and this summation of K is the summation of uh, members meeting at that particular joint. For and here for AB span the far end is fixed. Okay, that's why the K is 0, and similarly for D far end is fixed, that's why K is 0. Okay, so according to that we are going to add up these two relative stiffness to arrive at summation of K for B joint, and similarly for C joint. Okay, then final or main factor, that is distribution factor, is the ratio of member stiffness to the uh, is the ratio of member stiffness to the joint stiffness. Okay, so we'll keep 0.25 I divided by 0.41 I. Likewise, we have calculated the distribution factor. Then the next step involves is the moment distribution. Okay, so we'll prepare one table. First part is joints. So we'll put joint A, B, C, D, and then next to that member at A joint is AB, only AB. For B joint, that is BA and BC. So we are going to divide the spans with the one line. So this is AB span, this is BC span, and this is CD span. Okay, according to that we have put the members meeting at that particular joint. Okay, and then we'll write the distribution factor. For AB there is not any distribution factor, but we are not going to write 0 here. We'll keep it blank. For BA, that is 0.6, BC 0.4, we have calculated already, CB 0.4, CD 0.6, and DC it is dash. Okay, then we'll write the fixed end movements according to their sign. Okay, so these are the fixed end movements which we have calculated in step 1. Then we are going to distribute these movements so that we are going to balance the joints. Okay, we are going to balance B joint, we are going to balance C joint, and for that we are calculating the summation of movement or arithmetic summation of movement. So 90 minus 40 is 50 for B joint. So this 50 is unbalanced movement. So we are going to balance this 50 movement to the span AB or to the members B and A. And how we are going to distribute? We are going to distribute with the help of this distribution factor. For uh, B joint, there is a 50 kilonewton meter movement which is unbalanced. So we are going to multiply this 50 with the zero point 0.6 for BA and with the zero point 0.4 for BC, and we are going to apply equal and opposite amount of movement. So this 50, this is plus 50, so we are going to apply minus 50 movement. So that's why this minus 50 into zero point 0.6 minus 50 into zero point 0.4, so it comes as a minus 30 for BA and minus 20 for BC. Okay, now this AB or this A support is fixed, so we are going to apply half of the 30 movement. Okay, so it comes as a minus 15. Okay, similarly for BC, where this C support is continuous. Okay, for fixed and continuous we will transfer half of the movement. Okay, for as a distribution, so we'll transfer minus 10 for C. Okay, so first we'll write this part for B joint. Okay, then for moving towards the C joint, there is unbalanced movement minus 90 and 30. So minus 60 is the unbalanced movement. So we are going to apply equal and opposite movement, that is plus 60. So plus 60 into zero point 0.4 plus 60 into zero point 0.6. So it comes as a 24 and 36. Okay, and we are going to distribute this 24 to the joint BC half. Okay, half of the 24, that is 12, and because this B support or B joint is continuous or intermediate, not continuous, it is intermediate joint, so that's why we'll transfer half of the movement of 24, that is 12. Okay, so it comes as a plus 12, and again this D is fixed. Okay, so that's why we transfer half of this 36 kilonewton meter, that is 18. Okay, so this step is known as carryover. We have carry over these movements or distributed movements according to the end condition, that is fixed or intermediate or simply support. So according to that we have carry over these movements. Okay, so this is the first iteration. So after this first iteration we are going to sum up the movements. Okay, so plus 40 minus 15 25, minus 40 minus 30 is minus 70, then 90 minus 20 and and plus 12, that is 82. We are going to do the arithmetic sum here. Okay, so according to that we have calculated these movements. So again, these movements are not balanced, so there is a again here, that is 12 kilonewton meter is unbalanced movement, and for C joint, there is a minus 10 kilonewton meter unbalanced movement. So again we are going to do the second iteration. Then we'll calculate summation of movement, or what is the unbalanced movement here, minus 70 plus 82, that is 12. So we are going to apply minus 12 movement. Okay, minus 12 into zero point 0.6, that is minus 7.2, and minus 12 into zero point 0.4, that is minus 4.8, and we are going to distribute half of the movement to the opposite end. Okay, here it should be minus 3.6. Okay, minus 3.6, and minus 4.8, minus 2.4 it should be. And for the C joint, there is minus 76 and plus 66. So minus 10 will be the unbalanced movement here, where we are going to apply plus 10. Okay, so plus 10 into zero point 0.4, that is 4, and 10 into zero point 0.6, that is 6. So we are going to transfer half of the movement, as we have discussed already. So 4 carry over as 2, and 6 kilonewton meter carry over as 3. So this is the second iteration, and then we are going to add up, or we are going to do arithmetic sum of this movement. So we are going to add up this 24 and minus 3.6, that is 21.4 will be the movement which is still to be balanced. And moving minus 70 minus 7.2, that is minus 77.2, then 82 minus 4.2, and plus 2, that is 79.2. Okay, then minus 76 plus 4 minus 2.4, it comes as minus 74.4, and then 66 plus 6, that is 72, and minus 12 plus 3, that is 9. Okay, so these are the movements which are still to be balanced. So just look at joint B and C. Okay, so there is a some, again some minimum movement which is left unbalanced. So again we'll do the third iteration. We are going to balance these movements. Okay, okay, minus 77.2 plus 79.2, that is 2 kilonewton meter is unbalanced movement here for joint B, and minus 74.4 plus 72, that is minus 2.4 is the unbalanced movement for joint C. So we're going to distribute equal and opposite amount of movement to make this joint balanced. Okay, so this is plus 2 which is unbalanced, so we are going to apply minus 2 for balancing purpose. So minus 2 into zero point 0.6, 1.2, and minus 2 into zero point 0.4, that is minus 0.8. And for joint C, there is a minus 2.4 kilonewton meter movement unbalanced, so we are going to apply plus 2.4, that is plus 2.4 into zero point 0.4, 0.96, and plus 2.4 into zero point 0.6, that is 1.44. So again we are going to distribute half half. Okay, and at this step we get balanced movement here. Okay, so we are getting a balanced movement. Just look at here, minus 78 point, and we are going to add up first, plus 21.4 minus zero point 0.6, that is 20.8, then minus 77.2 minus 1.2, that is minus 78.5, then again 79.2 minus zero point 0.8 plus 0.48, that is 78.5. Okay, so we are going to add up, do the arithmetic sum of these movements. minus 9 plus 0.72 minus 8. So look at the joints. So we are interested in balancing the joints. Okay, so these end conditions, that these end joints, that is A and D, this does not matter much. We are how far we have to balance these movements. Once we get this equilibrium condition. So minus 78.5 plus 78.5 is 0. Again minus 74 plus 74 0. So likewise these joints are balanced, and this is at this moment we are going to stop this iteration, and these are the final balanced movements. Okay, and the last step is drawing of shear force and bending moment diagram, and I left this part up to you. So you have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. For bending moment diagram you have to do the superposition. First you have to draw the uh, bending moment diagram for point load and UDL condition. Okay, WL square by 12 and WL by 4 likewise, and then you are going to uh, locate these final movements, and then you have to join with the line. And for shear force you have to first find out the support reactions, and according to that you have to draw the shear force diagram. Okay, please comment your name in the comment box for the attendance purpose. Okay, if any doubts are there you can contact, you can write that down in comment box, or you can uh, share in the WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you.